Before I ever knew you knew me, you chose me. Before I ever knew my purpose, you molded me. Looking at my past indiscretions, I'm thinking I'm dirty. I'm so dirty. Broken pieces, some are missing. You're saying I'm worthy. I'm still worthy. Focus on my everyday survival. Living my life in captivity. I was not prepared for what came next. My judgment, is this life worth it? Before I ever knew you knew me, you chose me. Before I ever knew my purpose, you molded me. At first I didn't understand why you loved me. I should have been dead, bullets in my head. How many times will I defy you? But you still call my name. You still call me. Creating me a clean heart. Oh yeah. If I deserve it, fix what is broken. Release what I'm holding. 'Cause my life was hopeless, yes it was. But your love's been my focus. It's so perfect. Before I ever knew you knew me, you chose me. Before I ever knew my purpose, you molded me. 'Cause you love me, you shaped me, you molded me. You chose me.
A little something to uplift your spirit. Turn your radios all the way up. Roll your windows down.
Can't wear me down.
Yeah.
I'm moving on. You can dim my light. You can pray for my downfall every night. Yeah. Say this truth makes me high. I'm a rocket till I die. I take my wings and fly high. You can't wear me down. This lonely road is very long. I pray Yahweh keeps me strong. 'Cause with him there can be no wrong. You can't wear me down.
See, I could fall or drown in self-doubt, or stand on my feet and pull myself out. Yeah. If I was weak, I'd throw the towel in easily, or take a second look to see what life is teaching me. And embrace it boldly, no rush, I take it slowly. If I go off the path, then I pray he show me. I was blessed with talents, and I accept the challenge. Life's a tightrope walk, somehow I kept it balanced. And when they tried to wear me, I knew that y'all would spare me. I kept the law, I'm not sure that some of y'all could hear me. But but I'm not surprised. Failure is not advised. Can't walk a mile in my shoes, my man, they're not your size. Take these words and share it, go let your mother hear it. If he's down, hook a song, he'll lift a brother's spirit. And to the precious sisters, music was made to lift us. Touch our spirit at times, if it's based in scriptures. And never say that your hope is done. Your faith is built, every obstacle you overcome. Count your blessings, cause life is a precious gift. Praise to Yahweh and the greatest king that ever lived. Yahweh Shai.
See, this truth makes me high. I'm a rocket till I die. I take my wings and fly high. You can't wear me down. This lonely road is very long. I pray Yahweh keeps me strong. Cause with him there can be no wrong. You can't wear me down. Ooh, yeah. Wear me down.
How music, Fidelia Ben Natsar. Got Daniela, Ephraimite Magun and his brother, Mawaya Sap, Lions of Israel's in the building. It's LOY, at it again, so tell a friend to tell a friend you safe or locked in a ball pen. Or HDM, House of Dangerous Men, the Coliseum's no place to pretend. It's where gladiators' lives end. You're all welcome to the Lions Den. You're all welcome to the Lions Den. The Coliseum's no place to pretend. It's where gladiators' lives end. You're all welcome to the Lions Den. In a ball pen or HDM, House of Dangerous Men, the Coliseum's no place to pretend. It's where gladiators' lives end. You're all welcome to the Lions Den. You're all welcome to the Lions Den. The Coliseum's no place to pretend. It's where gladiators' lives end. You're all welcome to the Lions Den.
He is here. He is here. He is here. Ooh, ooh,
There comes a time that you have to learn how to inspire yourself, give hope to yourself, give joy to yourself, speak to yourself, preach to yourself, lay hands on yourself, bless yourself. You got to learn how to encourage yourself in the Lord, your God. Somebody lift your hands and say, hey.
Jesus is my Easter bunny. 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 Jesus is my Easter bunny.
Well, good morning, brothers and sisters. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of the Lions of Israel Sabbath class. I'm your brother, Priest Daniela, representing Lions of Israel, Maccabees TV. Y'all just give me 1 second. I'm your brother, Priest Daniela. All right, Zakaria, I'm here. Representing Lions of Israel, Maccabees TV. Y'all just give me 1 second. I'm your brother, Priest Daniela. All right, Zakaria, I'm here. Representing Lions of Israel. All right, guys, all praise to the Most High. So, guys, all praise to the Most High for another Sabbath day for us. Anyway, we observe a Sabbath every Friday, sundown, and Saturday, sundown. So, all praise to the Most High for another Sabbath for us. First of all, as always, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, the supreme intellect of the universe, in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ. I want to say peace and blessings and shalom to everybody that's watching us on our YouTube platforms, Maccabees TV, Lions of Israel class, guys. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Make sure you guys share the video, drop a comment in the comment section. Let's trigger the algorithm so that people can see this video that we're live, or they can see it on their timeline in the future. All right. Shout out to my brother Nasai, as always, for providing a platform for all of us, a lot of camps, different camps, to broadcast directly into people's homes, right, via Nasai TV. All praise to the Most High for that, brother. And last but not least, of course, my Clubhouse family, I want to say peace and blessings and shalom to y'all as well. Ping people into the room, share the room. Guys, on Clubhouse, I have to be honest with you guys. Today's on a scale of 1 to 10, in terms of today's lesson, it's visual. So I'm going to say on a scale of 1 to 10, today's lesson is a 20, which means it's entirely visual. My entire presentation today is visual. So if you're indisposed and you cannot come over to YouTube, then that's understandable. But the entire presentation is visual, right? We're going to tell the truth and we're going to shame the devil today. Right. So you guys can click the link at the top of the room and come over to YouTube so you guys can partake in this presentation, because we definitely going to be shaming some devils today. Now, with that being said, guys, I'm live about a half an hour earlier than I normally am. Oh, I see Elder Zab just popped in. I'm live a half an hour later than earlier than I normally am, because I'm on the road, guys. So I'm trying to wrap this thing up by 11:15 Eastern time if I could, because I'm on the road right now. So that's why I'm getting started a little early. And I am going to kind of breeze through this stuff today, because this stuff is basically, we all understand these things. So this lesson is to confirm understanding for Israelites and to shame the devil for being such a blatant liar that we have to show the devil to be a liar, right? And for the doubting brothers and sisters that are not sure if you're in the truth, well, this is just going to be more confirmation that what we teach is the truth. This is the truth. You are in the truth, and you should give the Most High God all honor, all glory, and all praise to have your eyes awoken in these last days, and how those of us that people esteem as the least, the base of this world, right? We don't have PhDs, we don't have master's degrees, we don't have any of these things, but yet us base laymen can confound top scholars, confound them. And we're about to do some of that today. All right, so we're going to get started. We have a lot to go through. I'm going to go kind of fast. If you did the academy, you guys already saw some of this presentation, but even for you guys, you're going to confirm understanding again today. And on top of that, you guys already know how I do. I added a whole bunch of new slides. So there's something new in here for everybody. So before I get started, of course, Elder Zahab is in the building. So if he wants to say a word or two, he can go ahead, and then we're going to get started. Those that don't catch it now, catch it later, spread the word. We're about to shame the devil. Zahab, you got the floor if you want to say something.
Nah, hey, first of all, Ashar Shabbat, Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashim Mashach Yahushai. Let's shame the devil, priest. I ain't gonna hold you up, brother. Let's go.
All right, don't praise the Most High. So let's go ahead and let's get started, right? I'm sharing my entire screen because I'm going to be toggling back and forth between PowerPoints and Bible verses. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's get started. Today, we're going to actually start off with a Bible verse. We're going to confirm understanding with a Bible verse. Let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 11. Let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 11. And we're going to start from verse number 8 to get right to the point, right? It says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Now, when it says our dead bodies, we're not physically dead, but we're spiritually dead. We're like animated corpses. Our people are walking around in this world, And the Spirit of God, the Spirit of the Father does not dwell in us. So we're like dead bodies. God's laws is not in us. We're estranged from the Most High and his laws and our customs and our nationality. So we're like dead bodies. Yes, we're walking around. We're like the walking dead. The walking dead would be a perfect analogy or metaphor for our people. These zombies actually walk around, but they're dead. Well, this is our people spiritually. Our dead bodies lie in the streets of the great city. What is the great city? Babylon the Great, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. You guys are seeing this on the news right now. The entire Hollywood, the entire music industry, especially Black Hollywood, especially the Black music industry, all these guys are being exposed to being closet 2013s. We're going to use some numbers. You guys know what 2013 is. Leviticus 2013. That's what we call them. That's our slang. All these musicians and actors, all of them are being exposed as being 2013s. That's the spirit. And they learned that from their white daddy. Your man P. Diddy, who was his mentor? Clive Davis. Clive Davis is a queen. Clive Davis is a queen. He has man parts, but that man been a 2013 for as long as you could go back. And how many people has Quincy Jones groomed and so forth and so on? That's not today's lesson. But the reason why this place is spiritually called Sodom, because the same things that went on in ancient Sodom and Gomorrah go on in America. And our people partake in these things as well, which is another reason why we are spiritually dead. And the people that partake in these things, the celebrities, they're the ones that they push on us, which just makes us even more dead, more estranged from God's laws, more estranged from our laws, our customs, our mores, our folk ways. We are extremely estranged from these things, so we're spiritually dead. It says, where also our Lord was crucified. Yahushua, Jesus Christ, was not literally crucified here, but we, his people, we have been spiritually crucified here. We've been killed literally and spiritually in this place. Us, the Israelites. Understand that. Because we are the body of Christ. The Bible tells you that. Let's move on. Verse 9. And they of all the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies, not physically dead, but spiritually dead, 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. Why? Because we are not literally dead. We're spiritually dead. And the nations see this and know this. And these other nations come over here and they fall right in line with Esau to continue to keep our people in darkness. Verse number 10. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets, Judah and Israel, tormented them that dwell on the earth. Verse 11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them. That's what you guys are witnessing right now. The spirit of life from God, which is God's laws, statutes, and commandments, has begun to enter into our people. In other words, Israel is waking up. And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. These other nations are fearful of what it is they're seeing. So that little thing that you guys saw Vladimir Putin do in terms of that icon that he showed the world, that little thing has white people on Twitter, on TikTok going crazy. I could have did 2 hours of just showing you guys videos of white people going crazy over what Putin did. They're mad. But my sister, my physical sister, my blood sister, sent me a video of one particular white man that's been going crazy on the internet. So we're going to use him as a teaching tool, and we're going to tell the truth and shame the devil, because this devil is very arrogant. He's making a whole bunch of videos saying we as Israelites don't know what we're talking about. So we're going to put it to the test. We're going to put the doctrine to the test to see if we know what we're talking about. So with that being said, guys, you already know how we do. We're about to get into today's lesson. So let's go. Since one of the trending topics besides Diddy is what Vladimir Putin did, we're going to have the conversation today. It's called Hidden in Plain Sight. We're going to tell the truth, and we're going to shame the devil. Let's go. So what is all the hullabaloo about? What's all the fuss about? We're going to go ahead and watch this video. You guys have already seen different variations of this video, but if anybody has been living under a rock and didn't hear about it, Here's a brief synopsis of what has white people on TikTok losing their minds. Let's go.
As the Ukraine-Russia war drags on, Russian President Vladimir Putin has decided to move one of Russia's holiest icons from a museum to a Moscow cathedral. This arises a debate around Putin's growing reliance on the church. More on this in our next report.
Emphasizing on the importance of the holy icon, Putin ordered Andrei Rublev's Trinity be transferred.
Does anybody? Well, let's go back real quick. Slaki, I want to have a question.
Putin ordered.
I want audience participation today. Wake up, guys. Wake up. We're going to go through a lot. It's a lot. Wake up. I want to ask everybody a question. Let's go.
Andrei Rublev's Trinity.
Right there. Does anybody know what that is right there on your screen? That building that has the tops that look like ice cream cones. Does anybody recognize or know what that is? If you know what that is, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. I've gone over it before. I'm just going to tell you guys because I don't have much time. That's the Cathedral of St. Basil. That's the Cathedral of St. Basil. Real quick. Just because I'm going to move in the spirit. Even if I don't get through the whole entire PowerPoint, I'm going to move in the spirit. Somebody doesn't know who St. Basil was. So let's go ahead and let's do this together, right? So let's go to Google Images. And let's type in the Cathedral of St. Basil and see what we find. Shall we? Okay. See it right there? See the search? Cathedral of St. Basil. That's the place that looks like ice cream cones. This joint right here. That's the Cathedral of St. Basil. Now, let's do another search. Let's do a search for the Russian icon. Icon of St. Basil. Let's see what he looked like. None of these are him. None of these are him. Let's do the grades. Some they got St. Nicholas up there. They got a whole bunch of different people up there. Oops. None of these are him. So they're hiding it, but it's okay because I'm going to show you guys that I have it. None of these are him. Wow, look at this. All garbage. All garbage. All whitewashed Renaissance stuff. Well, here's one. There he is right there. Do you guys see him? Right here. That's him. Anyway, let's come back to the PowerPoint. I don't really want to waste too much time. Let's watch this again now with fresh eyes. All right, let's go.
As the Ukraine-Russia war drags on, Russian President Vladimir Putin has decided to move one of Russia's holiest icons from a museum to a Moscow cathedral. This arises a debate around Putin's growing reliance on the church. More on this in our next report.
Emphasizing on the importance of the holy icon, Putin ordered Andrei Rublev's Trinity be transferred to the Russian Orthodox Church from Moscow's Tretyakov Gallery for a year.
That one right there, this is the Cathedral of Annunciation. This is another place you come to that there's nothing but black icons when you go inside.
The relocation of Russia's most well-known icon highlights how closely the war has intertwined politics and religion. Trinity is a 15th century artwork which is all set to take its place in the Cathedral of Christ the Savior. The icon.
That's the Cathedral of Annunciation. Look at all the black artwork on the. This is Mary, right? Look at all the black iconography on the walls. They notice this is not a secret. This is what has Esau infuriated. All right. You guys already know about the story, so I'm not going to play the whole video. Let's move on. Let's move on. All right. So now, guys, I want you guys to pay attention. This is one of the Edomites online that's big mad. He's big mad. Pay attention.
All I see is...
Hold on, put the volume up a little bit. 1 second. I want to make sure the volume is all the way up so you guys can hear it. There you go. All right. Let's see what Esau has to say. Let's go.
All I see is Putin is finally announced to the world.
Why you mad, bro? Oh, I get it.
Feeling white and ruddy right now.
But ain't nobody mad.
A face only his mother could love. Only his mama could love that face. Let's go.
You made a video about me. So whose feathers have been ruffled? You're the one who's been bothered and are upset, obviously. Now, with that said, your doctrine sucks.
So he says our doctrine sucks. That's fair. So he's going to put us to the test. So we about to see. Let's go.
And like Revelation 1:14 through 16, this is about the glorified Christ. Brass in a furnace burns white. Brass in a furnace burns white.
Say that one more time.
Brass in a furnace burns white.
Oh, he says brass in a furnace burns white. So that description in Revelations is talking about a white man because brass in a furnace burns white. That's what he said, right? And we should believe him because he's a white man. Except, no. Let's go to the next slide. What do we have here? We have a coal furnace burning brass. Now the white man says brass in a furnace burns white. So we had to put the doctrine to the test. Maybe we've been wrong the whole time. I don't know. Let's watch the video and let's see. Backyard foundry from simple do-it-yourself furnace building to melting brass. That's the furnace. That's the brass, and you guys could see it's like a reddish color right there. A reddish rust color right there. That's not white. That's not white. He lied. Let's hear that again.
Brass in a furnace burns white.
Say it again.
Brass in a furnace burns white.
Say it one more time.
Brass in a furnace burns white.
Really? Okay. Well, I'm looking here. That's not what I see. You guys see that? Does this look white to you? A face only a mother could love. We got to shame the devil. We got to tell the truth and shame the devil. This guy's the devil and he's a liar. He has the nerve to be on Instagram ranting about the Israelites, just saying stuff. So then I took him up on the challenge. I said, okay, let's see. And I went and looked, and no, brass in a furnace does not burn white, you demon.
Brass in a furnace burns white. Brass in a furnace burns white. Brass in a furnace burns white.
Yeah, that was a lie. Let's keep going though. There's more.
Brass in a furnace.
Let's listen. Let's listen. Now, let's move on to the next point he makes. Right? He makes a point that the Russians mocked Obama when Obama was president. This is his point. So why should we be listening, quote unquote, to Vladimir Putin, which we're not listening to Vladimir Putin. We look at the icons hanging on the wall in these cathedrals, and we're like, our eyes can clearly see that those are not white people. But he's saying that we're listening to Putin, right? So let's listen to what he says. Listen.
All right, guys. Everywhere that I scroll on TikTok, all I see is Putin has foully announced to the world that the black Hebrew Israelites, they were black in the early...
See, he is bothered by us. What we've been teaching is bothering this devil. It's bothering him. So he's making TikTok after TikTok after TikTok. He's not the only one, guys. There are hundreds of them. I'm just using him and making an example out of him. Let's go.
Christians were black. Putin's finally introduced it to the world. This is such a huge discovery, right? But see, the thing is, when they show you this artwork in these galleries, they don't show you the actual artwork.
He says we don't show you the actual artwork in the gallery. So as we go on, we're going to see if that's true. But keep talking. Keep talking.
In photos, right? And they're blatantly lying is what they're doing, right? But we're going to look at some of the artwork, right? But first, we're going to do a little backstory. And we're going to actually zoom in on the artwork and look at the facial features. But here's something they don't understand. Do they not know Putin's characteristics? Did you know that Putin couldn't stand Obama?
So what?
For who he was, right?
This is classic deflection. Now he wants to tug at your heartstrings and be like, well, don't listen to Putin because Putin didn't like Obama. We ain't talking about that. We didn't like Obama either. Come on, man.
Watched a few documentaries, and that's how I'm going to link this to this because I knew this, right? Putin did not like Obama. So I'm going to show you how the Russians mocked Obama and laser shows of Obama in Russia, signs of Obama in Russia. There was a reason that Putin and the Russians did not like Obama. So to think that Putin would come forward with all this black art
and this shows you the level of stupidity. The level of stupidity is on 10. Number one, this conversation is not about Putin liking or not liking Obama. This conversation is not about Putin being racist and putting up racist images and laser shows of Obama. This is not about any of that. This is about the icons and artwork that has been hanging on the walls of all these cathedrals in Russia for hundreds of years being black, and you're mad about it. And so now you're trying to change the subject. We see you. We see you.
The Christians were black. It's rubbish. It's foolishness. They are liars, and they're lying to everyone else. They have no evidence, and they are desperate, and they're going to cling on to whatever they can cling on to, and people are actually buying it without doing any research.
No, we did the research. I'm not asking anyone to buy anything I teach at all. Just look at what I show you. We did do the research as we're going to demonstrate. Keep going on.
That's the sad part. Let's have a look.
Foreign minister tweeted pictures of President Putin holding a cheetah and President Obama holding a poodle.
So this is one way that Putin mocked Obama. Obama was holding a poodle and Putin was holding a cheetah. All right. Okay. And what do we care about that? Let's keep going on.
And then there is this, a laser light show in Moscow showing President Obama eating a banana.
So now, is that racist? Yeah, absolutely. But is that the subject or the conversation we're having right now? No. So you're not going to deflect or distract from what we're talking about. We're talking about what is on those walls in those churches and those monasteries and those museums. That is what we're talking about. And the icons are black. That's a fact. Let's keep going.
So wishing him happy birthday.
So there's a lot of racist posters and billboards and laser lights of Obama as president in Russia, right? Well, Stephen A. Smith has something to say on our behalf.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
We don't care about the Russians mocking Obama. Do you know why? Because they also mock Trump as well, dummy. They mock everybody. America is the laughingstock of the world. They mocked Obama. They mocked Clinton. They mocked Obama. They mocked Trump. And they mocked Biden. So who cares? That's not the conversation. Let's keep going. This is also played on Russian TV as well. So, which means Putin has to give the green light for this as well. Let's go.
It was a very nice offer from President Putin. And I could have said no, thank you, or I could have said thank you. And I said, I'll take it.
And now it's time to introduce my special co-host, Mr. Donald Trump.
Thank you, Susan, very much for being here.
It's Nikki.
I ain't got to play the whole thing. You guys get the idea. They mock everybody because America is the laughingstock of the world. That's why. So we do not. What you say, Stephen A. Smith? Tell him again. Tell him again, Stephen, please.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
All right. All right. Cool. Let's move on. All right. Oh, there's more. There's more. Pay attention to this one. This is a good one too. Listen, pay attention. He says King Solomon is a white man. That's what he says. And the proof he has is Songs of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 4. Let's see.
Also in Song of Solomon 7, verse 4, her neck was white like ivory.
Stop. If you guys are white, that's why I told you guys on Clubhouse, today's lesson is a complete visual lesson. For those of you guys that are looking at the PowerPoint, look on the left-hand side. We're doing what's called comparative text. I took a screenshot of a bunch of different Bible translations. Not one of them uses the word white. Not one. Not one. He is a liar.
Also in Song of Solomon 7 verse 4, her neck was white like
You are a liar.
Also in Song of Solomon 7 verse 4, her neck was white like ivory. Her eyes were like fish pools, blue at Heshbon.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
These guys lie about everything. And so we have to deconstruct everything that they say, because he's on TikTok going crazy and everything that he says is wrong. Let's move on.
Also,
let's move on. Now, let's look at Songs of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 7. This is the next thing that he says, right? He says, the Nazarites are white people. Let's see. Listen.
The Nazarites who took the Nazarite vow, Lamentations 4, verse 7. They were purer than milk and whiter than snow.
So he's trying to say the Nazarites are white people. And this is the verse he's using. Lamentations chapter 4, verse 7. Her Nazarites were purer than snow, and they were whiter than milk. This is what he quoted. The verse goes on, but this is the part that he quoted up to the comma. Okay. So the Nazarites were white, right? Okay, let's go to the next slide. Let's see. Well, here's the question that we want to know. Because he does say that we don't research anything. That's what he said, right? He said people just believe us without doing any research. So Priest Daniela did the research for everybody. You guys can just look at my screen. So is this white right here in Lamentations 4 and 7 talking about the color white, like what he said? Is that what's going on? That's the question. Well, here's Lamentations chapter 4, verse 7, right here, right? And I want you guys to see the Hebrew word right here is tazachach. Tazachach, right there. He asserts that that literally means the color white. Let's go to the next slide. Well, we can go back to kindergarten in the Hebrew language. And here is the word white in Hebrew. It's the Hebrew word laban. That's the color white. Now, I don't expect you guys to be able to read Hebrew. I don't expect you guys to, for the most part, right? So I'm going to help you and show you guys something. Hebrew is read from right to left. We read English from left to right, but Hebrew is read from right to left. So the first letter is the letter La, or as they say, the Lamed right here. Do you guys see that? Okay, now we come over here. Hebrew is read from left to right. Even if you can't speak the language, you can clearly see that this first letter character right here is different than this one. You guys do see that, right? Do you want to know why, ladies and gentlemen? Because this right here is not talking about the color white at all. It's metaphoric speech. It's metaphoric speech. It's not literal. It's not literally the color white. It's translated as white in the English, but the Most High has blessed us in these modern times to have lexicons where we can go and look and be like, wait a minute. That's actually not the color white. That's more metaphoric than literal. You guys notice how the devil was just sitting in his truck talking? He said, we don't do research. We did all the research, and he didn't. Because if he did do research, he would have never made that video. This is not talking about... Okay, Zahab, you off mute. Okay. It's lucky, y'all. Okay. So everybody sees that, right? This for Lamentations 4 and 7, where it says the Nazarites were whiter than milk. This word is not the color white at all. Everybody can see that. Smart people here. Let's move to the next slide. So what does the word actually mean? The word actually means something like to be bright or dazzling, something that's shining, i.e. like a bright white light. It's not literally the color white. It's something that's shining. It looks clean. It's dazzling. It's stunning at the appearance. And you guys can see when you come down here to the lexicon, it tells you that that's what the word literally means. It's not literally the color white. So he failed at that. Now, let me show you guys something. Let's continue. When you come to the book of Isaiah chapter 1, verse 18, we see the word white again, right? Let's read it. It says, come now and let us reason together, saith the Lord. Though your sins be as scarlet, they shall be what? White as snow. There's the word white again in the English. So now the question comes up again. Is this talking about the color white? It uses the Hebrew word Laban. The answer, ladies and gentlemen, is yes. Because this white right here in Isaiah chapter 1, verse 8 is the Hebrew word Laban, which literally is white, and that's literally the color white. Does everybody see that? Does everybody see that? So coming back to Lamentations 4 and 7, when it uses the word white right here, this is not talking about the color white. It's metaphoric speech. We did the research. The devil did not. So we're here to tell the truth and to shame the goddamn devil. That's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to do today. This is light work for us. Light work. Now, there's more. I'm gonna have a good time today. I don't know about you. I'm here to have a good time today, right? This is the devil that was talking in the video with a face only his mother could love, right? This is his TikTok profile. He calls himself the Anglo-Israel 3. He said he's an Anglo-Saxon Israelite. That's interesting. I wonder if this devil ever read this book. It's written by his fellow white man, Thomas T.W. Shore's Thomas William Shore. He wrote a book called The Origin of the Anglo-Saxon Race. So surely the Anglo-Saxons must be white people, right? Because a white man wrote this book and he's speaking about the origin of the Anglo-Saxons. So ladies and gentlemen, you should agree with me right there when we go into the book, because we're about to go in the book. When we go in the book should say the Anglo-Saxons are white people like he says, right? Let's see if that's true, shall we? So I helped myself out by saying what slides I wanted to go to. So I'm going to come out the PowerPoint and I'm going to come on and mosey on over here to another PowerPoint. And we're going to go from slide number 1. Yes, this was something that I meant to do. Sorry, Academy. This is one of the lessons I meant to do in the Academy. I'll probably do it in the next Academy, particularly going over this book. But let's just have some fun for a moment, shall we? Yeah. What they never taught you in what they forgot to tell you in history class conveniently. The Anglo-Saxons are black. I'm sorry that white man's gonna be mad about that too. You're gonna have to make some TikTok videos about that too. And I say they're black not because I say they're black. I say they're black because white scholars say the Anglo-Saxons, the original ones, were black. That's what they say. Let's go to the next slide. Let's go to the next slide. Right? I'm going to skip all of this. By the way, the book was written in 1906, before there was ever such a thing as a black Hebrew Israelite, like they like to call us, because they like to blame us and say, well, you black Israelites, you guys make stuff up. No. This book was written in 1906. We didn't write it. A white man named Thomas William Shore wrote it, not us. Okay. So you're going to have to argue with him and be mad at him, not us. Okay. Let's go to the next slide. This is the preface of the book. We just want this part right here in blue. What does it say? It says, every endeavor has been made to see that the information is as exact as possible, and most of the references have been verified. Ladies and gentlemen, what we're about to read about the Anglo-Saxons in this book, he said the information is exact. It's exact. And the references have been verified. So what I'm expecting to read when I go into the book is to read the Anglo-Saxons are white people, like the white boy was saying. That's what I'm expecting to see that. Let's see if that's true. So we're going to jump over to chapter 7 of the book, which starts on page 103, right? Let's go to the next slide. And let's see what we read here. We're going to be on page 104. Okay, let's get it. It says, again, this is from the book, Origins of the Anglo-Saxon Race. Chapter 7, our darker forefathers. That should already tell you that devil did not know what he was talking about. But let's go. Look, it says, and no, we'll start here. As there are some difficulties in this conclusion, the question arises, is there any other way in which the origin of these mixed brown people surrounded by others of a somewhat fairer complexion can be explained? An alternative explanation is that the people of a darker race may have come with the Anglo-Saxons or the Danes and have settled largely in these parts of the country. There is circumstantial evidence that the people of a brown or dark complexion did come into England during the time of both the Saxon and Danish settlements, and this may now be surmised. A people of a brown or dark complexion. That's what the book says that the white boy wrote, but there's more. I just want to get my pages together. Now we're going to go to slide number 10. Wait, we're going to do 10, 11, 13, and 14. Let's go. I got to remember that. We're going to go to slide number 10. Do you guys know what surnames are? Surnames are added names. It could be a name derived from an occupation or a circumstance, right? Your surname could also be how you look. It could be how you look as well. I want you guys to know that, right? You have surnames all throughout the Bible. Israel, shall surname himself by the name of Israel. Most High said he has surnamed us. Coming to the New Testament, Matthew 10:3. Labius, whose surname was Thaddeus, and Simon, whose surname was Peter. So surnames all through the Bible. That's not a new thing. It's not a new thing, right? John, whose surname was Mark, Acts 12. Simeon had another surname. He was called Niger, Acts 13. John 11:16. Thomas was surnamed Didymus. These are nicknames. How did these guys get their nicknames? For the most part, we don't know, except for this one right here in Acts 13. That word Niger means black. You know, anytime we've all known somebody at some point that their nickname was black, and it wasn't because they was light skinned. You guys all know that. If somebody walks around with the nickname black, they're real dark skinned. Understand that. So sometimes your name comes from how you look. Sometimes it comes from your occupation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All right. Now, I want you guys to look at this right here. This is on page 111 of the same chapter, the same book written by the white man. Look at this. It says, the consideration of the evidence that the people of brunette complexions were among the Anglo-Saxons. Now, the way the white man wrote that, like brunette, what does that mean? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got to go back to first grade and we got to learn colors again. See, this is called the shades of brown. Ladies and gentlemen, the color brunette is in the brown family. It's in the brown family. So when someone had, this is not talking about somebody's hair color, it's talking about somebody's skin complexion. When somebody is called brunette complexion, they're being called brown skin. These are your Anglo-Saxons, ladies and gentlemen. The white man wrote this, not us. Right? Here we go. There's more. The consideration of evidence that the people of brunette complexions were among the Anglo-Saxon settlers in England leads on to that the people of a still darker hue. So you had the brunettes, but you had another darker hue people among the Anglo-Saxons. The dark, black, or brown settlers. That's what it says. I'm not reading all of this stuff right now. I'm going to do this in the next academy, but you guys can see this. This is not hard. Let's go to the next slide. Now, watch this. This is page 112. It says there is another word used by the Anglo-Saxons to denote black or brown, black. And that word is swart. Swart. The personal names Suart and Suart may have been derived from this word and may have originally denoted people of a dark, brown, or black complex. How many pages of this book do I need to read to you guys for you guys to see that the white man wrote more than 100 years ago that the Anglo-Saxons were brown-skinned people, the original ones. The original ones was not the ones today that call white people. White people all call themselves Anglo-Saxons today, but the original ones, black. See, all these years, people thought we were just making us. You guys are just making everybody black. No, we're just reading books. We're reading books. But what I want you guys to see is one word that's used to describe brown skin Anglo-Saxons is the word swart or Suart, aka Stuart. This is where the word Stuart comes from, ladies and gentlemen. That's where the name Stuart comes from. It means brown. That's what the name literally means. Now, that's interesting stuff because of this right here. Now, before I tell you guys what you're looking at, I want to see if anybody's paying attention. Put it in the chat. Who's that guy right there on my screen? Who's that? If you know who that is, put it in the chat. I'm going to give you guys like 15, 20 seconds. If you guys know who this fella is right here, put it in the chat. Give you guys another 5 seconds. I'm going to tell you, this is Henry Stuart Lord Donnelly. Notice the name, the surname Stuart. It goes back to this word right here. It denotes black or brown complexion. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Henry Lord Darnley. This is the father of King James. And he's a black man with woolly hair. Do you guys see that? And just in case somebody would like to say, well, you guys made it up, I want you guys to see where this image comes from. Right here at the bottom, it says National Galleries of Scotland. This is still there today. Now, let's come out PowerPoint for a second. Let's come back over to good old Google. Right? Let's type them in. Henry S-T-U-R Darnley. And look what they have right here, ladies and gentlemen. Look what they have right here. Look at this right here. Now, I don't know. Maybe something's wrong with me. I want you guys to take a good look at this guy right here, right? This is supposed to be Henry Stuart Darnley, right? When you come back over here, they have him looking like this at the National Galleries of Scotland. Yay, this is one of those times where two things can't be right. Only one can be right. Only one of these guys can be Henry Stuart Darnley. Is it this guy who's in the National Gallery that they hide from you guys in America, so you never see this? So you're questioning whether when we teach that King James, the father was black, you're not sure. That's because you don't know where to look. I'm showing you guys where to look. Henry Lord Darnley, and it says K of Scotland. This is in the National Galleries. They have this image in Scotland. They have it. But then when they post stuff to Google, they don't give it to you. They give you the trash. Or they'll resketch some garbage like this. This is what they do. So now you're confused. But there's no confusion because I just showed you guys that within the name, it's letting you know these are black people. We've always told you guys this. I don't want to spend too much time on this. You want to learn more about this history, you guys got to come do the next academy whenever I do it. Moving on. All right. I'm going to come out of that and we're going to come back over to the main PowerPoint now. Let's move on. So the book was written by a so-called white man. So this devil has to argue with this devil. We're out of it. We just read the book. That's all we did. We just read the book, read what you guys wrote. Hey, the Bible says the Most High will cause their own tongue to fall upon them. Maybe telling on themselves. All right. Now let's move on. This is the book of Psalm 68, verse 4. It says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves, and all that see them shall flee away. You guys have probably seen this video already. It's been circulating on YouTube for years, but just in case somebody did not, I'm going to show you guys this video real quick, and I'm going to let you guys know. Now, real quick, I want to say something because I have something written here in the margin that I want to discuss. One of the things that you guys I want you guys to listen very carefully to this video because they're telling you some things. Number one, you guys need to be familiar with what's called private collections. A lot of your artwork and your history exist in private collections, meaning you have people that go around the world and buy archaeology, like you'll have museums like the Smithsonian and other places that will buy archaeological finds and hide it, put it downstairs in the basement somewhere and hide it so the public never sees it. You have private collectors that will go around the world and they will purchase and buy paintings and artwork and iconography, so forth and so on, and they'll buy it to hide it so you never see it. That's where a lot of your history is. That's why sometimes it's very difficult to piece together the history, although the Most High has given us enough breadcrumbs to be able to piece everything together so that we know the truth. But one of the reasons why it's difficult is because they buy it, they take it off the market. They come across something like what I just showed you of King James's father. They'll be like, we can't let this out. So they'll buy it and they'll suppress it. In another presentation, I can show you guys a museum that has another icon of King James's father that they don't display. They keep it suppressed. And it tells you this on the website. I'm not going to do it today, but it shows you this on the website that they suppress it. I had to get a screenshot of it so people could see it because people think I'm tripping when I say that. In other cases, they try to remove the dark paint. And when the Soviets came into power in the 1900s, a lot of the black iconography and artwork was destroyed. That's what happened. A lot of it was destroyed. They're going to say all of this in this video. Let's go.
Icons dating back to the 14th century brought together from private collections across Russia.
It's very beautiful.
Now I want you to look at this demon right here with all the black artwork surrounding him. This is not about Putin. This guy tried to make it about Putin. He's a clown.
It gives you goose pimples. It's a remarkable exhibition.
It's an exhibition which feeds the senses. Everything is so gray outside at the moment, and here suddenly it's a feast for the eyes.
And it's a feast that marks...
Look at that. Look at that on the wall. Look at the white veil that he's wearing, and then look at the face, how brown it is, and look at the hands. This is black artwork in Russia. We don't have to make it up. We don't have to. All we have to do is just look. They're telling you to look, but don't look. Look, but don't look. See, but don't see. That's what they want you to do, and stay ignorant.
100 years since religious icons started to be recognized as works of art. Before then, they were mainly viewed as religious objects, often left blackened over the centuries by the passage of time and added layers of paint.
So he said that they were left blackened over time or added layers of paint. Yeah, that would be true, except in this very image, you have Christ, Yahushua, right here enthroned. This is the not enthroned, Salaki. This is a icon of the transfiguration, right? This guy wearing a white garment. You can see the face is black and the hands are black. This guy wearing a white garment, this is Christ. So if it was blackened over time, I just need to understand, why is it that the garment wasn't blackened over time too? Why not? Why is it that only the faces and hands of these icons are blackened over time? What about this house right here? Or whatever this is? How come this right here, this thing didn't turn black over time? Right here, back here, this tannish to white color, how come this didn't turn black over time? Why only the faces and hands of the patron saints are the only things that blackened over time? Do you know why, brothers and sisters? Because that is a lie. And they're mad because we don't woke up and found this stuff out. That's why.
When we learned how to remove the dark layers, we discovered underneath...
Oh, y'all missed that. You missed that. Listen again. Listen again.
How to remove the dark layers.
Well, no. Sorry.
When we learned how to remove the dark layers, we discovered underneath an overwhelming beauty.
So sorry, y'all.
Centuries budget time.
I want you guys to hear what she said. That was very important. So let's go again.
When we learned how to remove the dark layers.
That's what I wanted. They've learned how to remove the quote unquote dark layers. That's why after a while, some of the artwork starts looking pale, because they've been trying to do their own little modern day renaissance to destroy what's left of our artwork, the stuff that's gone public that we've been talking about for the last 40 years. Me being in the truth for 30 years, the elders were teaching this. When I came into the truth in 1992, they was teaching this stuff. We're in 2024, and the world is just waking up to this, what the Israelites been teaching for as long as I've been in here for 30 years, and my elders years before me. Come on, man.
We discovered underneath an overwhelming.
How come over time, the garment didn't darken, just the face and hands? And how do we explain this woolly hair right here? How do we explain that? What happened with that? That's over time too? With age too? Woolly hair right here. That's with age too? Get out of here. Let's go to the next slide. Now, I want to teach you guys the history of the Russian icons, because this is the portion that most people don't know. Even Black people that have woken up and seen the news stories. I've even seen, people that don't believe in the Bible talking about this stuff, but they don't know the history. I'm going to teach you guys briefly the history of the Russian icons and why it's important. All right. So this is from the Guggenheim, which is another museum, right? And the article is called The Age of the Icon from the 13th to the 17th Century. Okay. Let's go to the next slide. It says, the history of Russian icon painting tells the story of the Russian people and their search for and adoption of religion. The story begins long ago under the reign of Vladimir, Prince of Kiev, in 988 AD. So this is when, unofficially, they say that the icon painting in Russia really began to get underway. It was under the reign of Vladimir, Prince of Kiev. Now, our colonized minds, when we hear the name Vladimir, Prince of Kiev, you think of the white man. And I used to too. The problem with that is, if it was white people ruling at this time, and if it was white people that commissioned these icon paintings, when in history have white people ever painted the patron saints that they worship or that they immortalize or that they venerate? When have white people ever painted those saints Black? That's never worry. Never worry. I mean, it doesn't happen. So there has to be another explanation as to how you have all this Black iconography in a place called Russia, where when we were raised up, we believed that's white people. Well, it all starts under this guy right here by the name of Vladimir, Prince of Kiev, in 988 AD. Now, I want to focus on Vladimir right here, right? So this is the article that Wikipedia has for Vladimir, but there's a reason why I'm using this particular screenshot from Wikipedia. I want to focus on this area right down here in the bottom right-hand corner. We're going to learn some history today. So, Vladimir had a lot of children. Yaroslav is one of his children, and Boris and Gleb are two more of his sons. He had a lot of children, but these are the most well-known: Yaroslav the Wise and Boris and Gleb. Why are we going over this? Because Vladimir is the one that brought the iconography into Russia. So we all have the question, how or why would white people paint icons Black? Well, it's because these are not white people, as I'm about to show you. Let's go to the next slide. So this is a Renaissance picture of Vladimir. This is supposed to be him right here. Now, just by looking at this picture, if you have even elementary knowledge of history, you guys could clearly tell the style of artwork this is. This is Renaissance art. The Russians did not paint in this style. This is Renaissance art. This is a lie. This is supposed to be Vladimir right here. Umar said, that's the oppressor's history, my brother. No, it's not. So what I want you guys to notice, right? I went and I looked. This image that I said is a Renaissance image was painted in 1770. That's when it was painted, in 1770. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Now let's look at the history and see what we find. Ladies and gentlemen, all I did was take a screenshot. This is what it says, a Russian icon of Saint Vladimir and his sons, the passion bearers, Boris and Gleb, who were later murdered by their third son. And this image was painted in 1506. This was painted before this. This was painted in 1770. The older artwork looks way different. It looks way different. This guy wearing the crown in the middle, ladies and gentlemen, this is Vladimir. And I want you guys to look at the crown that he's wearing. And I want you guys to look at the trimming on his cape and the trimming on his garment and his boots. And then look at his face. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a black man. That's a black man. Completely different from this trash that was painted over 200 years later. You guys see that? No, I don't see it. Okay, you see it now? Do you see it now? And this is scenes from their life. That's the way they would put the subjects in the middle. It's the way the Russians did it. They would put the subjects in the middle, right? And then you would have different scenes from their life all the way around. And in all the scenes from their life, you could clearly see these are melanated pictures, right? Melanated, brown, brown, brown. Look at the faces, brown, 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 brown. Look at his face and look at his crown. And this is what? This is 210 years before this one. I'm just saying. And then we have a second witness. This is Vladimir again and his sons Boris and Gleb, painted brown. Look at their faces and then look at the trimmings on their garb. You guys can see that. Where is this? This is located in the House Museum at the Tretyakov Gallery in Moscow, Russia. Brown skin. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you ask who brought the icon painting to Russia, it was this brother right here, Vladimir. Him. He's the one that did it. That's why they're brown. That's why the icons are brown. We're the ones that brought it there. One more, though. One more. 3 witnesses? Y'all say 3 witnesses? One more. Here we go. 5 centuries. This is from the Russian Icon Collection. 5 centuries of Russian icon painting traditions and innovations. October 1st, 2017. It says, this holy image of Vladimir the Great, Grand Prince of Kiev and his sons, the first Russian saints, Boris and Gleb. That's all I wanted. I want you guys to see. This is Vladimir and Boris and Gleb, the guy that brought Russian icon painting to Russia. Well, look at that. Well, look at that. Look at the crown and look at his face. Look at that. Now you guys know how that black art got there. Now you know how it got there. We brought it there. This is why they're mad. This is the guy that popularized icon painting in Russia. Now we're marrying the two together. Everybody likes to show the icons. I see a lot of Israelites showing the icons. But you need to be able to teach that we're the ones that brought it there and made it popular. And we painted the images looking like ourselves. Let's keep going. There's more. There's more. Here's another book I have. I have this book. You guys can get this book on Amazon. On the cover of this book, this is Boris and Gleb. Yet another icon of them being dark skinned. I could go on for days with this stuff, right? So we done dealt with Vladimir. We done dealt with Boris and Gleb. He had another son named Yaroslav, guys. Yaroslav the Wise. Yaroslav was one of the sons of Vladimir. So let's read what this article says. This is the history of Yaroslav, 11th century. It says, although there is archaeological evidence of Viking settlements dating from the 8th or 9th century in the area of modern-day Yaroslav, the city is officially considered to have been founded by Prince Yaroslav the Wise in 1010, making it the first Russian city on the Volga. This is based on the fact that it is known from chronicles that the city was founded by Yaroslav the Wise when he was prince of Rostov Valky, where he reigned from 988 to 1010. He's the son of Vladimir, who brought the black icons to Russia. Okay? All right. Now, I want you guys to notice on the map right here, here's Yaroslav, the city right here in red. And I want you guys to notice how close in proximity Yaroslav is to modern day Moscow today. A lot of the cathedrals, like the Cathedral of St. Basil, the Cathedral of Annunciation, and all these other great cathedrals, the school of the Novgorod School, all these places are in and around Moscow. And that's where a lot of these icons are today. Let's move on to the next slide. Now, we know the city of Yaroslav was founded by Yaroslav the Wise, one of the sons of Vladimir, a black man. This is on the same website. Scrolling down a little further, let's read what this says right here. It says, like many other Russian cities, Yaroslav was sacked by the Mongol Tartars in 1238. Prince Vsevolod of Yaroslav led his troops to join forces with the Grand Prince of Vladimir and subsequently met his end at the Battle of Riversit in 1238. What I want you guys to notice in this picture is I want you guys to notice that who is the king right here? Y'all notice that his face is brown and his crown is gold? You guys notice that? And do you notice all the men that are surrounding him, his advisors, are all brown-faced? And do you guys notice that all the knights that fought in this battle are dark? Look at their faces and then the golden armor that they're wearing. It's not hard to tell. Look at their faces. And then look at this white horse down here. Look at the white horse and look at the faces of the knights. They're all black. This is Russia. How do you think the icons and stuff got there? That was us. That was us. And you see the same thing on this side. You have this horse that will be like a tan color right here. Compare the horse and the knights and their faces. This stuff is not hard, guys. It's not hard. All you have to know is that this stuff exists, search it, and find it. This is the truth, ladies and gentlemen. We have always told you guys this. It always has been. And we don't have to make anything up. The reason why they think that we're making stuff up is because they cannot believe that our people could have ever been this great, ever. And that forever in history, they've been told that this was them. And that sounded good until we started doing some research and we went, wait a minute, that don't look like y'all and me. This is what really hooked me in the truth. I always tell my story. I'll tell it real quick. When I came into the truth in 1992, the first class I went to was a Monday night class, right? And I was very intrigued by what I saw. I enjoyed my time. So I went back that following Friday night, right? That's where I met Bun Lawyer, by the way, for those of you guys that know the late great Bun Lawyer. That's why I met him. I met him Friday night class. And the teacher of the Friday night class used to go into history like what I'm showing you guys today. But when I went that time, that Friday, he wasn't demonstrating it the way I'm demonstrating it. He was just kind of saying it. And everybody in the room was agreeing with him, but I'm saying that sounds crazy. Like you saying black people rule Russia. That sounds crazy. But I was intrigued. So I kept going. And as I kept going, I started to see that they were demonstrating this stuff. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. It was literally against everything that I ever learned. And so that's why it sounds unbelievable to people, brothers and sisters. So don't be dismayed or discouraged when people can't believe what you're saying. You brothers and sisters have to learn how to demonstrate stuff. You have to learn how to research and learn how to demonstrate things. All right. All right. Let's continue. Now, you have yet another image from the same website. It says Prince Fyodor the Black of Yaroslavl. So you have a queen right here. I want you guys to look at her turban, look at her head wrap, and then look at her face. You tell me. You tell me. You tell me. Come on, man. What are we talking about? I want you to look at this white horse and look at the people that are riding the horse. This prince was called Fyodor the Black. Guys, he wasn't called that because he was light-skinned. That's a surname that you give people that are dark. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to skip some of the stuff right now because my time is coming to an end slowly but surely, and I want to make sure I get through everything. So this is a snapshot of a Wikipedia article about the same guy, Fyodor the Black, that we just saw 2 slides ago. This right here. You might be wondering, well, how did you know about this? Because I knew about this, right? It says, Duke Theodore, I'm not going to try to pronounce the last name. Nickname Theodore the Black. See that? Fyodor the Black in Russia, Fedor being the Russian version of Theodore, is a saint of the Russian Orthodox Church and was a ruler of Smolensk and Yaroslav. He was one of the rulers, and he was a black man called Theodore the Black. And remember, Yaroslav was founded by Yaroslav the Wise, which was the son of Vladimir, who we also demonstrated was black. What you guys are seeing is a succession of black people ruling provinces and different places in Russia. That's how your artwork gets there. That's how it gets there. White people didn't paint that. We did. Or we commissioned it to be painted. And you guys can see the same image I showed you before is also in the Wikipedia article. So you guys can do your own research. Just look up Theodore the Black of Russia. The article will come up. You guys do your own research. Because after all, the white man said you guys don't research nothing. Okay. Now, let's move up in time. Move on up in time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a book I have called The Rise of Russia. I've had this book now for about at least 28 years. It's one of the first books I brought when I became an Israelite. Was this, because this was mind-blowing. This is on page 128 of the book. You guys could probably find this book on Amazon, but if too many of you try to go get it, the algorithm on Amazon is going to, this book cost me $5 when I bought it 28 years ago, like $5. I'm not sure what it goes for now, but I'll tell you guys what, if enough people try to get this book, the price is going to go from whatever it is, and it's going to be thousands of dollars because there's an algorithm that rules Amazon. Algorithms rule the world. Algorithms rule YouTube. It rules TikTok. It rules Instagram. It rules everything. The algorithms rule when your travel plans, when you're going to buy plane tickets, when you're going to book hotels, when you're going to be, the more people that book something or, you know what I'm saying, price something is the higher it goes. So if you were going to go to, I don't know, a homecoming football game, Michigan State, and you have 500 people that are booking flights for that date to go to the homecoming game, the algorithm on the travel websites read that. That's why the prices go up. Oh, this is popular. Okay, boom. That's what they do. So algorithms also rule Amazon as well. If enough people are clicking on a book trying to get it, the price is going to go from what it should cost to thousands of dollars because it's a lot of people. So, you know, when I show you guys these books, hey man, Most High be with you. I got mine. All praise to the Most High. So this is on page number 128, right? This is put together, by the way, by Time Magazine and Life Magazine. They got together and they put out a series of books, and this is one of them. And I want you guys to see what they put in this book that they tried to hide, right? It says a feeble-minded czar. So this guy was one of the Russian czars, 1584 to 1598. Fedor, which we know is also Theodore. Fedor inherited the unrest stirred up by his father. Who was his father? What does that say? It says Ivan the Terrible. What I'm showing you guys is that whether I'm dealing with the 1000s, the 1100s, all the way up to the 1500s, there were black people that ruled Russia. I know it sounded strange to you guys when you first heard it, but now I'm showing you there were. Now you can marry the two together. The reason why the iconography is dark, the reason why they have the patron saints of the Bible being dark and the angels being dark and so forth and so on is because we were ruling. That's why. And this is a history that they don't teach you. They don't want you to know. And that little thing that Putin did got these white people on TikTok losing their minds. And guess what, guys? What I'm showing you guys, they don't know this history either. They don't know that their scholars, their white scholars, are the ones that's putting these books together that I'm showing you. They don't know that either. They don't know the existence of these books. And if they did, man, one of the videos I was watching, I didn't really have time to put it in here because I knew I was going to have a limited time to teach. One of the videos I was watching, it was a bunch of different white folks that was like, a race war is coming. They started off talking about Putin and the icons, but then they equated it to a race war. In other words, black people are going to, I don't know, get some pride. They're going to, whatever they're going to feel knowing that the people of the Bible was black. And then white people are going to be mad. It's going to stir up tensions and it's going to be a race war. The white man took it all the way from just pictures, the truth about pictures, the truth about history. They took it all the way from there to saying that there's going to be a race war. That's how mad they are, ladies and gentlemen. That's how mad they are. And sadly for them, we're using their information by their scholars. For me, that's the sweetest part about everything. See, books like these were never meant to get into the hands of us. They didn't put these books together for us. These books are for white eyes only. But the Most High moved it over the years where this information began to trickle out. And then the elders back in the days brought it out on a mighty level, right? And then, everybody knows the story of the Israelite movement. There were a lot of splits and there were a lot of, different things happened over the years, right? And the people that were most qualified to teach it, starting with the elders, they were the elders that weren't really teaching anymore, right? And then you had good historians like Elder Karash from the Mount Zion camp out there in Las Vegas. He knows the history greatly, right? Then you had our good brother that helped me found this camp, Lines of Israel, Bun Lawyer, who passed away. These are the brothers that knew that history in and out. In and out. Karash is still around, all praise to the Most High, but Bun Lawyer passed away. Me and Bun Lawyer used to sit down for hours and go through these books. For hours. But for the most part, a lot of people never really immerse themselves in this stuff. I remember, and I know I'm kind of rambling on, but you guys already seen what you need to see. I remember every time the elders would show a book, I would go buy them. And I couldn't understand back then why I was spending so much money on books. Like, why am I compelled every time that they show a book, I got to go get that? Where'd you get that from? I got to go get it. Why? I couldn't understand it back then. And I blew a lot of money on books, guys. But I understand it now. Because the elders wouldn't be teaching this anymore. And so after a while, the white man would start to get bold again and say that we're lying about the history. Somebody still needs to know this. Somebody still needs to know this stuff. So I was getting those books. The Most High the Bible says, man's goings is of the Lord. How then can a man understand his ways? The Most High was compelling me to go get these books. And I did not know why then. I didn't know why. But I know why now. Because at some point, I would have to bring a lot of this history back. Let's keep going. The white man is such a liar, ladies and gentlemen. You guys see what they did? Do you guys see what they did? So the white man put a book together and put the real black image in there of the Russian Tsar, Theodore, aka Fedor, son of Ivan the Terrible. This image is located at the Moscow State Museum. Here it is, right? This one is in color. This one is not. It's in black and white. They thought we were going to miss the woolly hair. Right? We wasn't going to see that. Here's the original. Same thing. What did the white men do, ladies and gentlemen? What did he do? Look right there. They whitewashed it. They whitewashed it. Okay? Okay. I'm skipping some stuff because we don't have a lot of time. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the cathedral I was telling you about. Let me see what time check real quick. Okay, we got about 14 minutes. So this is the Cathedral of St. Basil, guys, that we were talking about earlier, right? I want to show you guys something. St. Basil's Cathedral is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So this is considered by the world to be a very illustrious site. It's protected. Not only what's outside, but what's inside. It's a destination for scholars of history to go to learn things. In other words, what's inside, it's not fake. Well, it's called what, guys? St. Basil's Cathedral. That's what it's called. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, like I told you guys. Well, look at this. I'll just let that marinate. That's St. Basil, ladies and gentlemen. That's him right there. That's him. So now let's put it all together. You have Black Russian princes, kings, czars, who commissioned cathedrals to be built in commemoration of Black patron saints. And they name them after this Black patron saint. And then all the iconography on the walls of the saints going all the way back to the Bible is Black. That's the timeline, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. This is what's got the white man his panties in a bunch. And it's too bad. It's too bad. This is called the Cathedral of Annunciation in Russia. It was built in 1484, right? Well, in the Cathedral of Annunciation, which this is the book, and I do have the book, right? It's called the Annunciation Cathedral of the Moscow Kremlin. On the cover of the book is what is called the Annunciation. If you don't know what the Annunciation is, ladies and gentlemen, this is the angel, Black, announcing to Mary that she is highly favored and blessed among women, and she's going to bring forth the Messiah. That's called the Annunciation. You didn't even have to open the book up. The cover tells you everything. And yes, I have this book. Yes, I do. I rarely open this book because it's, it's so old. It's like about, at least I've had this book about maybe 30 years. I don't open it because with the spine is starting to come apart, right? And I know if I ever try to get another one, I'm probably gonna have to pay $1,000. Whereas the one I have, I think I paid maybe $25 for it. Nevertheless, inside this book, plate 125, ladies and gentlemen, that's St. Basil right there too. That's in his book. That's him. And this is inside the Annunciation Cathedral. I don't need to say anything. This is just everything. It speaks for itself. Look right here. That's King Solomon right there. Brown face, gold crown. So this has nothing to do with Vladimir Putin, like the devil was ranting at the beginning of the video. This has nothing to do with Vladimir Putin. This stuff is on the walls in these cathedrals. Who are you fooling? And they've been there for hundreds of years. Now, this is another very important piece of history that I kind of want you guys to know, because somebody may ask the question, well, how is it that in Western Europe, for the most part, our image was whitewashed during the Renaissance? And what was not whitewashed was either destroyed, as I told you guys, or it was taken into a private collection to hide. But mainly you had the Renaissance, which they did a lot of whitewashing of our images. So you might ask yourself, if that was taking place in Western Europe, Why didn't it take place in Eastern Europe? Like, why is there still so much Black iconography? The answer, ladies and gentlemen, is because unlike in Western Europe, in Eastern Europe and Russia, there was no real Renaissance. This is from the Oxford bibliographies.com. And we're just going to come right down to the highlighted portion just to highlight our point. Despite these links to the historical process in the West, the Renaissance era is not a category of periodization in Russian history. Translation, because there was no Renaissance, there was no way for them to whitewash the images and lie about them. They're doing it now, but the problem is that the original icons still exist. They're still in museums. They're still in these churches. They're still there. It's too late. The cat is out the bag already. Largely because Russia did not experience the Renaissance. So they weren't able to whitewash it away before we were able to learn the truth. And that's why they're bad. This book says the same thing. It's called the Russian Review, Volume 2, Number 1. It says the same thing. Trying to see something real quick. Some of the stuff I already went over. For the sake of time, because I see time is upon us, I have to be out. I have to be done with this by 11 o'clock. So for the sake of time, I'm going to pretty much bring things to an end. So guys, if you guys were edified by what I brought out, if it made sense, if everything was cohesive, I want you guys to put 1 in the chat and let me know that what we went over made sense. Put 1 in the chat and let me know that what I was teaching you guys made sense. By the way, while you're doing that, let me just bring this up real quick as well. Yeah. Okay. Hey, guys, look at this. Let me share my screen again. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Somebody come look at this, please. Somebody come look at this. Oops. Where is it? Here we go. Okay. Somebody come look at this. What you guys saw with Putin recently is not new. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Vladimir Putin visiting the Annunciation Cathedral in Russia. You have these, I'm going to use the term loosely, priests, and I want you guys to see the search I did so you can do this research yourself. Vladimir Putin, Annunciation Cathedral. You have these priests right here, so-called, and Vladimir Putin, and that's Yahushua enthroned in the back, being black, right? There's Vladimir Putin, and there's Yahushua Christ enthroned. The black man, look at his face, look at his hand, and look at the pages of the Bible that he's holding. He's always known. Don't let nobody tell you they don't know this. They've always known this. You were never supposed to find out. And now that you found out, they're mad. They're mad. So they're raging on TikTok. I got a few minutes. Let me stop sharing my screen for 1 second. I might go over by like 5 minutes. I got a few minutes. Stop sharing for 1 second. Let's have a good laugh together, shall we? Let me find the video. I'm gonna find the video. And I'm just gonna play it straight through. It's quite hilarious, guys. Where is it? Oh, no, it's somewhere else. I know where it is. Okay, it's right here. There we go. I'm just queuing the video up for you guys, and then we're going to watch it together, and we're going to have a good laugh. There might be a little bit of an echo. I told you guys.
And that's why.
Now, remember what I told you guys? I told you guys that they're mad, right? See something? Yep. They're mad. So we got a couple of minutes left. I'm going to play you white folks being mad. Let's laugh together. Let's have a good laugh together. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Let me share my screen. Let me make sure I also Also share tab audio. Yep. Okay. Entire screen. Okay. All right, guys. This is good stuff right here. This is good stuff. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Hopefully you guys can hear the audio. I want you guys we're gonna laugh at them together because they're mad, right? And black people are mocking them on this is all from TikTok, guys. Black people are mocking them. So this dude is actually mocking them, but we're gonna pick it up where they're getting mad. Let's go.
That did all these great things that you've seen in church, from Moses to King David to Solomon, all of them, all the disciples, all of them are black. And that's why John 8:32 said, "You shall know the truth, and it shall make you free." A lot of y'all enslaved into a lie, and y'all comfortable with it. Shalom.
You have to be an exemplary type of stupid to believe that Jesus of Nazareth, Christ the King, was a black African Nubian man, a sub-Saharan African man. Let's go back to 10,000.
So guys, they're mad. I told y'all they're all over TikTok. They're mad.
BCE, Anatolian farmer DNA. Here's the modern distribution, but Anatolian farmer DNA is coming from Anatolia here, but it was also in the Levant. If you're completely lacking any anthropological evidence or genetic research, and you just go on dogma from the internet, then sure, you could claim that anybody at all times was.
Let me speak to that, guys. When you find that they try to do what's called DNA to try to say who people are, understand that DNA does not take into account migrations. You have people that migrated to and from the land of Israel since the beginning of time. Not only Israelites, but other nations as well as you had Israelites that were in captivity under nations like Greece and Rome, who actually, some of them stayed in the land. So you're going to find their DNA there. That does not prove that the Israelites were white. This is dumb, stupid, white people babble. Let's go.
Black. All of these white people in history were black. Arab people and Persian people were black. The Neo-Assyrians were black. The Hittites were black. But they weren't. Nazarene was Galilean and spoke Aramaic. Here's a person who speaks Aramaic. And people...
Okay, look this.
There's a lot...
And people who resembled like Egyptian and Middle Eastern people.
Well. There's a lot of Arabic people and Palestinian people, a lot of people over there with blue eyes and reddish brown hair. I don't know where they got it from over there in the Middle East. I'm sure it was some kind of gene.
You guys see the caption? It says, Putin pulls out old dusty black Jesus. Do you guys see that? I told y'all they mad.
Just like being black and just like being white, it has to do with your genes, color of your eyes. I'm sure we can find out. But Putin and dusting off his black Jesus from the Kremlin attic.
Okay, there's more. I'm not playing all of it because I don't have time. Oh, let's go to this fella. This fella right here. Let's listen to him. Listen.
Is from a family who had been evicted from Russia because they were basically tied in with the Tsar at the time. And so they were living in the United States. And he told me about the politics that they shared. He made two interesting predictions to me back in the early 80s. The first prediction was that software engineers would be the new aristocracy in the country. The second prediction he made was that at some point, the United States would be more like Russia and Russia would be more like the United States. And that in this country, we would have a racial civil war. Now, with this announcement timed the way it is,
how do we jump from talking about icons to talking about a civil war? You know why? Because white people are mad, guys. They're mad. They're mad. They see their kingdom falling in front of them. They see Israel rising. That goes back to the beginning of the class where we read Revelation chapter 11. It says, "And great fear fell upon them. All them that saw the bones standing on their feet." These people are scared inside, not because we're going to rise up and have some type of uprising, physical uprising with them. But because once we wake up to who we are, we think ourselves the Most High is going to send his son. And they know it in the spirit and they're mad.
While I think it's great, and I think it's cool what Putin is doing because, hey, being inclusive is awesome. But it also makes me wonder if this guy knew something that none of us really know.
You assume he has no benefit of saying this. There's way more going on than you and I know. I know that all of the religions and all of the governments of the world are one.
I'll play this for you guys another time because time is of the essence. I just wanted to show you guys, because I did say it, that now you guys can see it. You go on TikTok yourself. They are mad. They mad. And we say, too damn bad. Hey, Elder Zahab, you got anything, man?
Hey, priest, man, there's a saying, history is a lie agreed upon, right? Not all history, but certain history. So they had their cabal and they covered up all the information, but the Most High is powerful, man. See, everything is coming out. And you know what it is, priest, like you said back in Revelation when it talks about great fear fell upon them when they saw the people stood up. They can't see themselves living in a world where we are standing upright and we're the children of the Most High God. You understand? The world is fine once we are niggas, for lack of a better term. Once we are at the bottom of society. Once we are savages, we scrounging for crumbs and we at the bottom. They feel good. But as soon as we start to step up and stand on our 2 feet like men, you know what I mean? Then all of a sudden it's a problem. But you know what? Praises be to the Most High. It's about our time, man. That's why we say what? Kwam Yasharala. That's it.
All praises. So, ladies and gentlemen, just a quick couple of points real quick. For us, Passover is April the 21st, guys. Sunday, April 21st is Passover. We have the meet and greet, which is Saturday, April the 20th. Please go to the email. Our email, if you want to attend meet and greet, if you're attending Passover, go to the email. All that stuff is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, guys. You can't say you don't see it. I put it right there. It's at the bottom of the screen. Email us. Let us know you're coming and attending either or both events so that we can know we have proper provisions for everyone. Also, thanks to everybody that's continued to donate to us. If you want to be able to donate to us, go to our website. That's also scrolling down. You can hit the Cash App, whatever you guys want to do. We appreciate you guys. I got to get out of here. It's your brother, Priest Daniel, representing Lions of Israel, Maccabees TV. If you guys have been watching this video, if you've been edified and you haven't hit the like button, that's wicked as hell. You need to repent and believe the gospel. We'll be here again next week, most high allow, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on our class. And with that, I say shalom.
From 100.
God had his hand on me since before the womb. I didn't know what that meant until I read the Bible.
Amen.
I didn't know what that meant until I read the Bible. He had his hand on me since before the womb. You think I started in the womb? He had his hand on me since before the womb. Like, oh, this is going to do this. He's going to make this happen. You're going to touch this person. You're going to touch these people. You're going to... Yo. I am God's child. I am God's child. I am God's child.
Yeah. The gyms are closed. I gotta get this aggression out. Let's go. I describe myself as cold with a conscience. Can't roll with the nonsense. Don't mistake the cover of a book for its contents. I might show you kindness, swim with the piranhas. Things that we forget tend to come back and remind us. Like we all have a past we want to put behind us. Designed to be good, but evil always seems to find us. A man can only change the things he acknowledges. Plus this beat is flame with skills over politics. Won't be the same. What really has me stressing out? The gyms are closed, so I can't get this aggression out. Before we get the promises, there must be offenses. The Bill Gates of hell won't prevail against us. They don't really want, but we speak it to them. They don't really want, but we teach it to them. They don't really want, but we give it to them. We got the whole package, baby. They don't really want, but we speak it to them. They don't really want, but we teach it to them. They don't really want, but we give it to them. We got the whole package, baby. Say my prayers. Thank God for blessing me. My life's an open book. Could that be why they're testing me? Maybe everything I do is done out of necessity. Stock is on the rise. I think you should invest in me. It's not strange. I'm money like blockchains. Except the things in life that I cannot change. Chant down Babylon. Payback is coming. I ain't LeBron James. You thought I came back for nothing? The game is canceled in the blink of an eyelash. Flow is sick. Grab your N95 mask. The new normal, it gets even scarier. All black and white, there is no gray area. Plain as day, we got the whole package, baby. Competition, their rhymes are all average. And that's my 16, nothing else to say, y'all. 5G raps, find me under the radar. They don't really want, but we speak it to them. They don't really want, but we teach it to them. They don't really want, but we give it to them. We got the whole package, baby. they never sleep. People you can never please. Words of blue checks that Twitter gives celebrities. Sometimes it's commercial, sometimes herbal remedies. Guaranteed to be 100 like centipedes. I claim my innocence, although innocence. I ain't perfect, I'm trying to cleanse my innocence. Not alone, I'm assisted by some instruments. And when I'm done, I'm on to doing bigger things. No holds barred, take no prisoners. Aim for the sky, potential is limitless. Before we get the promises, there must be a fence. The Bill Gates of hell won't prevail against us. They don't really want, but we speak it to them. They don't really want, but we teach it to them. They don't really want, but we give it to them. We got the whole package, baby. They don't really want, but we speak it to them. They don't really want, but we teach it to them. They don't really want, but we give it to them. We got the whole package, baby.
This is not Jesus Christ. Where is this in the Bible? Right.
Shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome to the Lines of Israel website. My name is Priest Daniela. You didn't come to our website by accident. Remember what the Bible teaches us. Man's goings is of the Lord. How then can a man or a woman understand their own way? Come, learn your history, your nationality, your heritage. And with that, we say shalom.
You're all welcome to the Lions Den.